Hello again. Our top stories. The United Nations is to launch an emergency appeal for the victims of Pakistan's ongoing floods. President Asif Ali Zardari has now returned to Pakistan from his heavily criticised European trip. And search and rescue efforts are underway in China's Gansu province after huge mudslides on Sunday. Officials say more than 330 people have died and around 1,100 are still missing. To talk more about the natural disasters in Pakistan and China, we speak to Noeleen Heyzer. She's the Executive Secretary at the United Nations Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific and joins us from Bangkok. Thank you very much indeed. Noeleen Heyzer, it does seem that the disasters this year during the monsoon season are much worse than previously. Are there reasons why?
Well, the weather-related natural disasters, unfortunately, will be on the increase because climate change has gone unabated. But whilst it is impossible to stop these disasters, we can be better prepared in terms of reducing the loss of lives and the loss of property. Just look at what is happening in Pakistan now. 14 million people are being affected, and this is the loss of crops, the loss of livelihoods, the loss of lives. And the issue is, how can we ensure that there is stronger partnership at the regional level to bring about a much stronger regional response to build resilience, and also to ensure that countries that are better prepared will be able to assist countries that are currently in need. Right. And as the Regional Commission, what we have been doing is to actually bring about these partnerships.
Well, what specifically could be done? I mean, it seems like I've heard a statistic that something like 80% of Pakistan's food reserves have been wiped out as a result of these floods. What steps could specifically have been taken to make sure that things were not as bad as they've turned out?
Well, we have what is called the regional monitoring mechanism, originally for drought, but now for floods. And this is a satellite-based system, and it uses the satellites from Japan, from China, and these we could give real-time or near real-time data, and we could have used that in terms of early warning, but still it is not too late, because it can be used now for the whole recovery effort, as well as to provide real-time data for the rescue teams. But what is important is to build the capacity of these countries so that they are able to use these data extremely quickly and rapidly. But in the long term, the fact that this is really the near harvest period, and therefore crops will be lost. And how do we ensure that in future we are prepared for this type of disasters, because they're not going to go away. Therefore, the issue of micro insurance, the issue of incorporating the issue of disaster preparedness into economic and social strategies will be critically important. And this is something that we are working on.
There was just briefly, Noeleen Heyzer, and finally, I wanted to ask you about sustainable development as an issue as well, because in China, there has been some speculation that deforestation may have been one of the reasons that the landslides in Gansu province have been so bad.
Well, the whole issue now is that we need to look at how do we balance what we bring. We talk about bringing in the three balances: economic growth, ecological sustainability, and social equity. Because at the end of the day, we need to ensure that as we grow, we need to grow in an ecologically sustainable manner that also will put us on a low carbon development pathway. In fact, today, the Secretary General has launched the high-level panel on sustainability, and he is trying to make sure that we look at climate change issues in the context of poverty reduction as well as social equity issues. And these, in fact, would be the main challenges as we move forward to the Rio Plus 20 agenda that is coming up together with the climate change agenda. We need to take this seriously, and we need to balance our economic growth with the ecological capacity of the earth, of the carrying capacity of our earth today, if we are to control the number of natural disasters that are weather related.
Thank you very much indeed, Nolene Hazer, live from Bangkok. She's the Executive Secretary of UNESCAP.